here we go. What do you do if you get a breed a lilac carrier to an Isabella? Okay, so here we're in this.
A lilac carrier.
Yeah, here we go. So Tammy's picked up on me.
There's not a lilac carrier.
Yeah. What is a lilac carrier?
A lilac, not a carrier. A lilac is blue and chocolate. That makes
both.
The lilac dog. It doesn't carry it.
And if you bred that to an Isabella, what would you get?
If you have a lilac dog and you breed to an Isabella, you're going to get puppies that will be lilac carrying testable.
No, you'll get all blues that carry both versions of chocolate.
Ah.
Because remember,
not a lilac?
no, a lilac is little C or little CO, and Isabella is little B, little B.
Oh, okay.
So each dog gives out a copy of CO, and the other one gives out a copy of little B. So you get all blues that carry both lilacs. So they are in this nomenclature that we don't like. They'd be new shade makers.
You wouldn't get any lilacs.
Nope.
That'll be a new shade maker.
Nope. Nope.
Huh.
Every time I advertise my litter on Craigslist, it gets flagged. Any advice?
Oh my gosh, stay away from Craigslist with French Bulldogs. Please, my gosh. I cringe when James says he's going to sell something on, and this isn't our dogs that he's selling. Anything
Motorbikes,
on,
cars.
Yeah,
you know,
on Craigslist, I panic.
Tammy doesn't like Craigslist because it is a place for
Sorry.
people to come and stick a gun in your face.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah, do not.
But I do know a little
Craigslist.
bit about this. So the problem with Craigslist is you do have to go look and see how the people are wording their stuff.
God, I can't believe
And there's
that.
certain words that you've got to be a
Craigslist.
little careful in there about what you do because you will get flagged. And I haven't done it in a long time, so I really can't tell you exactly what it is. But people do sell success on Craigslist. Other people get in trouble on Craigslist.
Don't do.
Okay,
French
well that's Tammy.
Bulldogs.
That's Tammy.
Dogs
I'm just answering the
Craigslist.
question about what
I
do you do to not get
but
flagged.
Don't do Craigslist for your dogs, please. There's other places to sell that's safer and better. Good grief.
What if my French's tail is long and wagging? Which means she's happy. I've seen this occasionally where, you know, a dog all of a sudden will throw. I've seen a dog throw a whole litter of long-tailed dogs. Not ours.
Now, but somebody didn't realize that the neighbor's dog got a hold of their Frenchie.
So,
well, remember they called us, and then they found out from their neighbors that was taking care of their dog while they were gone.
Yes.
And she was in heat when they left.
Yes.
And their dog, the neighbor's dog, bred that female.
Yes.
And they were calling James going, how come she's got a long tail with puppies?
Yes.
And then he found out his neighbors didn't tell him that their dog bred his French Bulldog.
So that's one reason. But every now and then you'll see, you know, a puppy or a puppy with a long tail in there, and you know it's a throwback from something else that you didn't want. So nothing good about this.
Well, a long time ago, when Frenchies came out, France.
Okay, they had long tails.
Had long tails.
Okay, well there you go. Maybe it's a throwback to
Remember
that.
the tax deal on the tail, length of the tail?
Yes.
Yeah.
What Tammy's talking about here is in England, they had a tax on dogs, and they taxed the dog by the length of the tail. So that's how tail bobby started, because there was an easy way to get around paying the tax. You bobbed the dog's tail. So it's an example of government trying to get in the way of things and things they have no business doing.
Don't get started on the government, James.
No, I know.
You don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about religion.
Can we talk about the war in Ukraine? God, that's awful.
Yeah, that's awful.
The sad part about it is that 95% of Russians don't even know what's going on. They think that we're doing, you know, denazification, which is just so bloody ridiculous.
He's a little Hitler, isn't he?
Yeah. So anyway, here we go. Somebody says, "Great job! I listen to these every day. Keep them coming. You're welcome." I got some here that we didn't cover from last time.
While James is looking, we're going to have babies June 8th. Going to be pretty babies. You know my phone number, 580-799-1910 for my up-and-coming litter.
Anthony McDowell, I made a comment about somebody double breeding, not double breeding in terms of they're using the same stud dog 2 days in a row, but they're using 2 stud dogs on the same female without letting the stud owner know. And so somebody said, please excuse my ignorance, but why would the stud owner be upset about someone double breeding their own dog? Just wondering. So somebody answered correctly. He means that if you bred 2 different studs from 2 different people, they can make the stud owners mad, as it potentially their lines you're affecting. So the answer is, you know, if you get, there are reasons that you might want to do a double breed to 2 different dogs. Example would be that you couldn't get semen at the right time, the semen quality was questionable. Those are all reasons that you might go out and go use another stud dog as well. But in those situations, I think it's prudent that you, and polite and correct etiquette, that you tell the stud owner what you're doing,
Yeah.
so that they can either say, I hate that idea, or I understand why you're doing it, you got my blessing.
But you're going to have to do the DNA testing on
Parentage.
Do what?
Have to do a parentage test
Yes.
on both of the studs
Yes.
and all the puppies
Yes.
to decide whose
You
puppy
have to
belongs
do
to
it.
which. Yes.
Or you're going to get in trouble by AKC.
Cost you $40 a puppy to do it. $40 for each stud dog.
If you think you're going to get by with something with AKC, you got another thing coming.
Now, if you
They'll
don't
catch
do
you
this,
on this, and they'll take your paperwork away from you and not. Yeah.
well, everybody who got a
Holy
dog and
cow.
all the lines that,
Oh
that
my
follow
gosh.
that, they will lose their.
You're going to have people so upset
Oh,
with you.
you
It's
could
unreal.
get sued over.
Oh yeah.
Quite rightfully.
Yes.
So. Quite
Yes.
rightfully.
Very much.
Any tips? Tammy can answer this one. El Cuco. Any tips on feeding pups mush? Pups not interested in 4 weeks.
Oh, put the goat's milk in it.
So somebody said here, Grinchscope said just what you said. Are you mixing puppy milk in with a kibble mush?
It's the goat's milk. You mix with it, make it like a gravy. Oh, they're gonna lap that up. I promise you.
Trent M says, is it if it's warm, most preferred if it's warmed
Yes.
up, not cold? That's another
Yeah,
good point.
that's a good point.
That's a very good point. That's from Trent M. Trent M comes up with good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the point here is that, look, what we do is we'll put a dish out there, like a pan dish or a bundt pan, put the mushed up goat's milk slurry.
Make it like a gravy.
Like a gravy.
Yeah.
And then you go push their heads in it, you push their nose in it, so they
Right.
get it on their mouth and they start licking it off. And then they get a taste for it, because otherwise they don't know what's going on. So,
See?
yeah, see the hawk. Yeah,
He's
so
big. See?
he's big, yeah, he's big hawk. All right, so we've got time for one more here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check the mail while the gate's open.
I think we've. Hey James, Osman Sylvia. If one dog's carried pied and the other doesn't, will pied be passed to the offspring? The answer is that pied will be passed on average to half the offspring, and none of the dogs will physically be pied. So to get a dog to be pied, it has to do 2 copies of pied, and since one of the parents has no pied at all, you cannot get any pied puppies. But since mum has a copy of pied, she will give that out half the time. If mum was a full pied dog, she'd give a pied gene to every single puppy. All right, there we go. Thanks everybody. See you. Bye. Watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.